was going to say, first of all, Tyreek Hill had more children than touchdowns last year. So, second of all, the Dolphins play the Patriots at home this weekend. I'm probably going to be on the Dolphins. That feels like a good bounce back spot to me. Tua beats the crap out of the Patriots time and time again. It's the one team that he consistently owns no matter what. Drake May has issues right now. Vrabel looks like he hasn't coached in a year. And to be honest, the Patriots don't have any weapons. Christian Gonzalez, big question mark of whether he's going to play. Tyreek might be able to have like a little bit of a get back. I think it's a good spot for the Dolphins this upcoming weekend. I hate to say it. They looked terrible, but I would honestly put the Colts and the Patriots. Probably, I think the Colts are better than the Patriots, so it might be a little bit more evenly matched than we think. I might be chasing the Dolphins this weekend, as bad as I truly think they are.
They are without a doubt. They will be the ugliest bet on the board for anybody that goes in that direction. And if you've been betting the NFL for any length of time, you know that the ugliest ones that feel the most disgusting are usually the right sides to be on. Kendra, I'm with you in that it's Dolphins or pass. But I'm leaning much heavier towards pass with that game because I do think the Miami Dolphins might be broken. It's not like this was just a bad game. This started last season and they had all of training camp in the preseason to get over this nonsense, and they didn't. And it looks like it got worse. So to back them with my good earned American dollars just doesn't feel right, even though your head's in the right place.
Mike McDaniel is wishing for sweet death in press conferences. There's nobody I would rather back right now. I love how insane and weird he is. I know that they're terrible, but if he's going to not get fired by week 5, you have to beat the Patriots. You have to. That's been your bread and butter for the last 6 or 7 seasons now. And you play I think that the last game of the season, you play the Patriots at Foxborough. You're not beating the Patriots in January in Boston. I'm sorry, that's not Foxborough, not Boston. Sorry, let's be real here. It's not Boston. You're not beating the Patriots in January up here. It's not happening. This has to be the game that you get over them.
Yeah, Miami also has still have a little bit of a home field advantage this time of year. It's probably gonna be about 80% humidity, so you have that.
Oh, it'll be disgusting.
100%. Yeah. Oh my God.
This time of year, you can probably. I don't know where you're at, Stuckey, as far as home field advantage. I feel like we all kind of have our own metric for that. This time of year, I'm willing to give the Dolphins 2 points. But as far as a home field advantage, later in the season, not a chance. But
I went to week 1 in Miami last year. There is no home field advantage in Miami.
I meant strictly for the weather. It's not the fan base.
I was going to say.
It has nothing to do with no, Dolphins fans are terrible.
It's a pure front-running town. Like, unless the team, that goes to college, any pro, unless they're really, really good and it's a huge game. Oof.
But it's it's the sun beating down on on the opposition.
The humidity, if you're a team from up north. Yeah, all of those little factors. Tua, I think he's 20-5 straight up at home in the early window for what it's worth. But yeah, the Patriots have issues. I mean, look, the score, they didn't give up a ton of points, and especially if Gonzalez out, but Geno threw all over them. And yeah, their weapons still aren't great. There's definitely some issues there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to dig. I haven't bet that one yet. I have to dig into that further because that's the game of the two teams that you're like, all right, which one of these is bouncing back? And they're both playing each other.
I am rocking so hard with the Carolina Panthers. It is unbelievable.
Oh,
Don't me. No,
you just got
the Carolina Panthers. I am so high on this team this season. I've been talking about it all off season. I get that they looked like crap against a mid team, but I think the Panthers are going to be okay. They play in a terrible division. I think Bryce Young made it. Getting benched last season was the best thing that ever happened to Bryce Young. He came back and was pretty much a completely different player. I think Teteroa McMillan looked amazing in this game, despite everything that happened to them. I think Chuba Hubbard, dog. I think the Cardinals are actually terrible. The Cardinals are going to do the same thing that they do every single season. They're going to show up and look like they're competent against decent opponents, probably win some games that they shouldn't, lose some games that they shouldn't. They're going to be 500, maybe just above. But the Panthers play in such a crappy division that I think that they have the best chance to be a team that comes back outside of Miami this week. I am so rocking with the Panthers.
All right, that is thoroughly disgusting. They are 6.5-point underdogs against the Arizona Cardinals, who they did look a little shaky. They didn't
look great.
They were a dropped ball in the end zone away from losing that game to the New Orleans Saints. So I think everybody took the under on their win total going into the season. Stuckey, give me your plant the flag game for week 2.
I'm going. Give me. Let's go Texans. The Bucks actually looked awful last week. I think the only two quarterbacks in the NFL with the turnover worthy rate percentage of over 10% were Tua and Baker, who had 4. The Falcons just dropped all the picks. There was a couple fourth downs that went Tampa's way. If you look at net success rate, the Bucks were one of the luckiest teams last week. They still have offensive line issues. The defense still isn't great. The Texans kind of were in a bad spot. Like they had an offensive lineman ruled out right before the game with an abdomen, and then they had to shift a bunch of guys around, and it was a disaster again. We'll see. They'll have at least some time to get it sorted out. We'll see who's healthy, but I think the Texans at under a field goal at home take care of business against the Bucks.